Hi there Pisces, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for April. A month when your co-ruler of Neptune is going to be very much to the fore. Neptune's what gives you that propensity to imagine, to dream, to create, to be artistic, to soak up atmospheres and to be incredibly compassionate. But Neptune is also the planet of unreality, and sometimes it can trick us into thinking things are different from what they really are. And all of this month, Neptune is going to be forging a really tense right angle with Mars. And Mars is the planet of instant need, of recognition, essentially of ego. But Mars is right at the top of your horoscope for the whole of this month. Now Mars in this area can give you a lot more authority, it can give you greater assertiveness, it can give you a wonderful amount of get up and go. But of course you've got Saturn in this location too, which has all the opposite characteristics. It's much more about being cautious, about working hard, about limiting risk, whereas Mars can really go for it. Mars may in some degrees balance out Saturn, and Saturn forges a wonderful angle as this month begins with the Sun in your sector of resources. And it's possible that something you've been working on for a very long time can really show solid progress in the first week of April. But ironically, Mars's angle with Neptune really can be a trickster combination, and you really need to be aware of it for the whole of this month. Because if you encounter anyone hugely influential, you've got to be straightforward and credible in your approach. If you promote a woolly idea, seek finance for something that's not thought through very clearly, or unrealistic about your hopes and expectations, set goals that will never ever come to pass, it's not going to be good for your credibility at all. And all of this isn't coming from Mars so much, it's coming from the combination of the two. But here's the rub, you could be utterly grounded, very hardworking, very sensible in your approach, but you may meet somebody who could really tempt you with a mysterious plan or scheme which seems to be absolutely the bee's knees, but actually it could be the bee's bottom. So be very cautious about the information you're receiving, because someone who appears very, very credible could actually have some kind of massive hidden agenda and could not be a straightforward person at all. So it doesn't matter whether this energy is coming towards you or you need to just catch yourself staying grounded in your own approach. Just be aware that an ambition needs to be treated very sensibly this month for it to have a real prospect of coming through. However, as this month begins, with the Sun and also Mercury in your sector of resources, you can also think about your self-worth and values. And the Sun's angle to Saturn can really help you to think more positively about yourself. But that realism is so essential. Unfortunately, the Sun is also clashing with Pluto. Now, Pluto has been in a long-standing argument with Uranus, and I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but this has been going on for 4 years, and it has been a very difficult aspect for us all. But the great news is that it's come to a close as this month begins. It's much less influential, but the Sun takes over and briefly clashes with Pluto itself. So when it comes to your financial expectations, these two need to be welded in a real sense of realism. But Venus is in your sign as this month begins, and you can enchant someone, and it's possible that there may be more than one person who's going to be interested in you. But if you are thinking more in terms of Venus's abilities financially, its move into Aries on the 6th is truly significant, and it can trigger some kind of improvement to your financial situation which could have you leaping for joy. But this may come about from past efforts and endeavour, not necessarily from pure chance. So just bear that in mind. Mercury moves on the same day, giving you the opportunity to engage and to sparkle around your communications, particularly when it angles fantastically well from the 12th to the 17th with Jupiter in your sector of relationships. I think that can trigger a connection with someone this month. May not be romantic, but the connection you make could come through ideas, but it could be one that really buoys you up. It could almost be a meeting of minds as much as anything else. The new moon, which occurs on the 7th, can also help you to think about your resources and your value in a different kind of way, because it combines with Uranus. An unusual opportunity may come up in the following month. You may have to make your mind up very quickly about this. Money could come in, money could go out. You could be more speculative, a bit more risk-taking, which takes us back down to the core message about Mars's right angle with your ruler. Whatever comes your way, and however exciting and tempting it seems, test it out very thoroughly. Talk to someone that you can utterly trust, who's worldly and experienced, to help guide your moves. But there is also the angle between Venus and Mars, which goes from the 10th to the 14th. This is very, very interesting. And if you have really worked hard around your professional interest, this too could prompt some kind of windfall, improvement in your circumstances, which can delight. But by the 19th, Venus is catching up with the Sun and connecting with Uranus itself. In a romantic context, it could be that you're going to find yourself drawn hugely at quite a physical, sensual level to someone who really impacts on you in terms of how they look. And it may not necessarily be someone you would ordinarily be attracted to in terms of their personality. On the other hand, you could find yourself clicking with someone because your values are very much in tune. And it could be a relationship which is one that is unusual. You give each other a little bit of space. If you meet someone new now, it will always have a novelty factor in your life. It may not be forever, but it will be exciting. It could get quite lusty. However, in an existing relationship, if your hard work and your endeavour is not matched by someone you're involved with, that could actually cause some problems, and you could be quite outspoken in your unhappiness if you feel that you're doing all the application and really putting the grunt in, and they're freeloading or cruising on the back of your efforts as you see it. But there is a change on the 20th when the Sun ingresses into the sign of Taurus, which is very good for you because it's an earth sign, and earth carries water, which is you. So that's wonderful. It can help you to flourish, but also it sees the pace of life pick up. You're going to be much more outgoing as this month comes to a close. Your words are going to carry more weight. There's going to be a lot of activities. You may at times find yourself a little bit out of puff, just trying to keep up with it all. But as you come to the end of this month, there could be a very important email or text message which sees you punch in the air as you really connect with someone who's truly going to be important to you, whether it's romantically or professionally. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.